Hello everyone, this video is not a typical video that you would expect from this channel, but I wanted a bit of variety here, so I hope you don't mind. Power scaling and versus debating is still a bit new to me, so I really hope I don't get bashed too much in the comments. Also, disclaimer, this video is going to have spoilers for Season 3 and beyond of ReZero. Not major spoilers, but a little bit. I'm going to be mentioning Reed, aka the first Sword Saint. So do keep this in mind. Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about Reinhard van Astrea from ReZero. The reason I want to talk about him is because a lot of people don't really realize how powerful he really is. People mostly focus on his divine protections, which don't really buff his attacking power. They buff his defensive abilities instead. Anyway, at first glance, Reinhard doesn't really look much. He just seems like a regular guy with a sword, and I was one of those people. I was one of those shitlords who really underestimated this man and didn't think much of him. But yeah, Reinhard isn't shown a lot in the anime because he's actually fucking disgusting. He's too powerful to be left on screen for too long. He's insane. When he's first shown, he's seen defending Subaru against alley thugs. He doesn't engage in combat with them, but just his sheer name and presence is enough to scare them away. This tells the audience that Reinhard is a powerful knight that criminals are afraid of. Okay, big deal, yeah. Lots of different anime has characters like that. What makes Reinhard so special though? Yeah, hold on, I'm gonna get to that in a second, please. Reinhard's next big scene is in the battle against Elsa, the Battle Hunter. In the anime, Reinhard is shown to distort space by stepping on a floorboard, stunning Elsa and then heavily kicking her across Rom's loot house. In the novel, when Reinhard uses his swordplay of the Astrea family, that's the attack what he used to blow up the house, or the loot house, whatever. He warped space when he was gathering mana and was preparing his attack. And this was felt by Subaru. It said that the entire world was misaligned and space warped around it. So I'm not sure if it means the entire world or like the planet of ReZero or just the house or maybe even the fucking universe. I mean, that's kind of headcanon, so I don't really want to get into it. I'm just going to assume that the house, the space inside of the house was warped. So just to like not highball Reinhard. Even though I wouldn't be surprised if he was able to warp space around the universe. Whatever. Okay. And normally to warp space, you would have to increase your mass to a certain amount for the space to bend. The fact that Reinhardt's normal casual sword attack, yeah, he didn't use his own weapon. He used a random sword he found on the floor, was able to do so. And that's pretty impressive, actually. This was one of Reinhardt's few shown feats. He isn't shown much because that would definitely help the plot. Reinhardt's main power is being able to gain any divine blessing that he needs in a specific moment. He cannot wish for divine protections. For example, if he wanted to fly, he can't just wish, hey, God, please let me fly now. Awesome. He has to be in a specific situation where he needs an ability. So if he is in a situation where he needs to fly, then he'll get the ability to fly. But that's just a dumb example. His most notable and relevant blessings are that every single projectile and long-range attack against Reinhard miss. All of Reinhardt's attacks hit the target. He is 80% immune to every single element. He has faster than light reactions, scaling to Reed, who can chop light speed attacks with chopsticks, and he chopped 10 light speed attacks using chopsticks in one scene. He gains power at day, at night, at morning, under rain, and when he is bleeding. He has got the divine protection of swiftness, which makes him an unknown amount of times faster than his normal speed. It's heavily debated on how fast Reinhardt's speed protection really is, but all we know is that however fast Reinhard feels like he needs to be in a specific moment or a situation, he will reach that speed in order to achieve his objective. And his most powerful blessing is the blessing of the Sword Saint, which makes him the best swordsman and maxes out his sword skills. He will also get access to the Dragon Sword Reed, which I'm going to be talking about now. Okay, so the Dragon Sword Reed is a sacred sword given to Reed, Reinhard's ancestor and the first Sword Saint, and it has been passed down from generations to generations, from Sword Saint to Sword Saint. And as the current Sword Saint in the world, Reinhard has access to this weapon, but it can only be used against opponents who the sword itself deems worthy of. So Reinhard can't freely use it. The sword will decide if the opponent is worthy of its quote-unquote legendary sharpness, and then Reinhard can use it. If Reinhard is able to draw the sword, you're fucked. There's no coming back from that one. Okay, so here we go. First time when we saw Reinhard use Reed was in the battle against Beast of the End Puck after Amelia was killed by the witch cult. Puck was going to freeze the world entirely and created a blizzard by existing. Reinhard then proceeded to unsheath Reed and destroy Puck with one swing or a slash or whatever. In the anime, we saw it splitting the sky and disintegrating Puck. It wasn't really shown in detail what exactly happened. In fact, whenever I rewatch the scene, I'm kind of like, this was a little bit lackluster. They should have shown a little bit more, right? Yeah. But in the novel, this was way, way more powerful and more explicitly shown or described what really happened. So in the novel, Reinhard destroyed the entire world with one swing of his sword and then recreated it like a second after. And to find out how powerful this was, we need to find out the mass of the ReZero world and time frame of Reinhard's attack, which was 7 seconds in the anime. It took Reinhard 7 seconds to completely kill Puck and destroy the world. To find out the mass, first we need to know the radius of ReZero's world. Okay, so we know that it takes 20 days to get from Roswell's mansion to the sand dunes, and Patrashe the ground dragon can carry a dragon carriage 100 kilometers per hour, as measured by Subaru himself, and she can keep up the speed for 4 hours a day until she gets tired. By multiplying the days it took, Patrashe's speed, and the 4 hours a day that she can run, it would mean that the smallest possible radius for ReZero's world is around 800 kilometers, give or take. Now we can find out the mass using Newton's gravity law. Since the ReZero world is parallel to our own world, it's safe to assume that the gravitational constant of the gravity is same in both worlds. So we can multiply 9.8, which is the gravity, by 8,000 squared, and dividing with the gravitational constant, ReZero's world's mass would be 9.3 times 10 to the 24 kilograms. Around that. And then to know the power or the energy output of Reinhard's attack, we would need the diameter and the time that it took for Reinhard to do his attack. Then we can measure the velocity. So, and the final equation, or it would equate to 2.4 times 10 to the 37 joules, or large planet level. So the author has confirmed Reinhard to be the strongest character in ReZero, even stronger than Odd Laguna. Odd Laguna is supposedly the creator of the universe of ReZero, and it like materializes the entire real world. So it materialized everything in ReZero. And we can see stars and moon in ReZero, so we know that the world isn't limited to only the quote-unquote planet. Odd Laguna is the supernatural will that rules over the world of ReZero, and it's the one giving people blessings and all that shit, and it's the place where dead souls return to, kind of like the heaven or afterlife. In ReZero, it's called the Hall of Memories. It's like this endless dimension where souls go to. What's more, Odd Laguna is the creator of mana and magic, and also supposedly materialized the entire universe using his mana. Went over this. Odd also encompasses yin and yang, which are the concept of duality according to Wikipedia. This would mean that Odd Laguna also encompasses every other dual concept, such as time and space, life and death, dimensions and dimensionless, speed and stillness, and so on and so on. Odd Laguna is essentially everything in the universe. In a Q&A, the author revealed that Reinhard would be able to defeat Odd Laguna in battle, meaning Reinhard himself would be able to defeat a being interfering with the entire universe. Ruling or being the creator of concepts is the plain definition of outerversal, so this would make Odd Laguna outerversal. Now, I'm not saying Reinhard is 1A or should be considered outerversal or anything like that. I'm just saying that it's a possibility since the author has hinted Reinhard being stronger than Odd Laguna. I mean, he didn't hint, he really did say Reinhard would be able to defeat Odd Laguna. Though it's safe to say Reinhard at bare minimum is universal. It's still debatable whether Odd Laguna is outerversal or not, because the yin and yang can also be just names for the elements or whatever. So yeah, in conclusion, Reinhard is a being who has faster than light speeds, a large planet-level destructive capability, and a feat, and scales to a universal being. You could argue he is outerversal, but that's up for you to decide. And he is universal plus a bare minimum, yeah. Reinhard has a variety of blessings that buff him in battle, such as infinite revives, all his attacks hit, and all opponents' attacks miss. He gets stronger when he bleeds, when it's night, day, morning, or rainy. Thank you for watching. I'll help you guys. I'll see you next time. Peace.